Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our channel here at OKRA Readings. Today is May 31st, and we are doing the collective reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising placements. This is going to be a collective reading, so we may have several scenarios. Different parts of the scenarios may resonate with you. Whatever it doesn't, if it doesn't fit, don't force it. If any of these situations that come up during the reading apply to you or you have questions about, please feel free to go on the website okrareadings.com. It's okra like the plant, and book your personal readings. We should have some appointments still available for today. If you need an appointment tomorrow, which is Sunday, please drop a line through the website, or and you can send me a direct message and we can discuss if there's something that you are reading that you want to get done tomorrow. For Virgo, when trying to get a feel of the overall energy for the collective, I was actually seeking one card, but I got three, so there may be quite a few scenarios that's going on. What I'm picking up on intuitively is a sense of disappointment in losses. And so it's like bulldozing through things. This may or may not resonate with you. But let's see what happens in the current energy. In the current energy, you may be I know this may seem general, but so I'm picking up something to do with your bed not being made straight, which means that it's either unmade completely or it was like half-ass done, wrinkles and stuff in it. I'm also getting someone who may be wearing a polo shirt. Sorry, no word. Someone who likes to cook. I'm also seeing a person that I see dominoes here. If you're familiar with dominoes, I'm seeing the double four. 4 may be significant to you. I'm also seeing a pocket knife. Person may have tattoos, more on one arm than the other. You may be in the energy of being a little sneaky. Someone is being sneaky. Sly, I should say. There's someone who needs to do their laundry. Another person is cooking something that they may be cutting up parsley or some kind of stalky leafy vegetable. Could be broccoli. There may be something about a tree either being cut or falling. I see someone with a green colored, what we call a house coat. There may be someone in a hotel where the window, excuse me, the curtains are not, the curtains are not closed. They're open, but they're not all the way open. So it's like you can see outside, then a curtain, then you see outside, then a curtain, something like that. There's also someone looking out over water. So you may be on a cruise ship, or this could be the beach. Wherever it is, the sun is going down. I see a turkey baster. It's not even Thanksgiving, but there's a turkey baster here. I'm also seeing dreams. There's someone who is having very vivid dreams. It's standing out to me because it's something that you've mentioned, or maybe something that you're going to mention. Okay, so let's get into your reading, Virgo Collective. What I'm getting right now is a sense of I'm getting a sense of pain, loss, a person who may or may not, they're considering giving up. They don't want to hear nothing. They're looking at just plowing through, like I'm not gonna worry about my feelings. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm gonna do what I want to do, even though it's not bringing the result that you want. Not listening to your intuition at all. It seems like the focus is completely on what I don't have. If it's your first time here at OKRA channel, OKRA, like the plant, some of the components the main components that we talk about are oracle messages, karma, restoration, and abundance. There's some Virgos out there who have thrown away their abundance. They're ignoring their intuition. They're not actively engaging in the restoration phase, which talks about healing. And it feels like whoever is in that phase, whoever this situation as of now is pertaining to, you've skipped restoration for a while, and it's showing me that because you've thrown away everything. How they say you thrown away the baby in the bathwater, just like F it. And I don't care who feels I'm just worried about what I don't have. But the part that you're missing is the restoration phase can bring up old wounds and old wounds. And if we're not healing things, once we learn what true healing is and where it starts, we have to take time out, even when things are going good, quote unquote, even though we feel like, oh man, I have everything. If once we learn about inner healing, we need to actually dive into what that means to see if there's anything in our life at some point, something that was quote unquote old, that we may not have addressed. Because what happens is, even though we're feeling good now, there may be a situation later on that triggers those wounds in a different area. It could be your job success. It could be, hey, your job is great, but your relationships with your significant other is great, but then the relationship with your kids is not that great. So it's just different. It's just different factors. And my point is, no matter what, we should never overlook the restoration phase or run from it. And Virgo, it seems like you've been running. For some of you, you've been running. Don't lose hope. And regardless of what losses that you've had, you can your spirit for living can be restored. Sometimes, and I don't want to sound cold at all, but sometimes we have to recognize when things are actually happening to other people. Sometimes it causes sadness, sorrow. You may be happy for someone or whatever the case may be. No, regardless of how you feel about the person, you don't have to drag that with you to where in your current situations you want to throw away everything. When we talk about OKRA, each of us have that same cycle. Each of us have the free will to identify our own intuition, that voice that's telling us, hey, don't do this, you might not want to do that, and we do the opposite. Then karma is planting the seeds. Whatever seeds you're throwing out there is coming straight back to you. Restoration is where we sit there and we reflect, hey, let me do a checkup on myself. Are there some things I need to work on, some things I need to heal, some of the things that impact us adversely is not even our own doing per se. Sometimes it's our reaction of things that are done to us. So it's identifying that and recognizing what steps I need to do to heal from that. The first thing I would say is, well, stand up first. Sometimes situations knock down certain layers of yourself, right? Whether it was in childhood, first grade, high school, college, first marriage, third marriage, military, jobs, wherever it was, is different phases of ourselves as we evolved. So you may have a certain phase of yourself or a certain layer of yourself that's gotten bruised and kicked over and knocked over. We can't just glaze over it, right? It's almost like a crack that's going to spread. It's going to come out somewhere. And we know that most times cracks don't spread straight, do they? They're going to spread based on vibrations. Whatever is moving is kind of where the crack is going to go. So it may start in one area and end up somewhere else, So just recognizing that, and I would say, Virgo, if you're in this energy, don't give up hope, because you have the intuition here. It's just that you're not listening to it. So in some instances, it could be that you haven't listened to it in a long time. In other instances, it could be that it's there, but you're choosing to ignore it, or you're drowning it with other stuff. You have to recognize if you're making yourself a victim as well. If you keep check your abundance box in the OKRA, mindset. What did you think was abundant to you in the past? Is that still how you define your abundance? Or where's your faith? Is our faith only strong whenever we see the abundance that makes us seem to be happy? Or are we building a house on sand? You're competing with other people, cutting people off, and trying to take care of everything yourself for whatever reason. It's actually self-sabotaging, because you would get more done quicker with cooperation. But you're not being you're not being open to accepting guidance from anybody, not even the guidance that God gave you at this particular point. And it may be a temporary situation where you're going through something, or it may be a pattern that's happening over time. It could be something that's happening every so often, every couple of months or every couple of years. You feel like, oh man, here I go again. But it's for you to learn, right? Don't cut off your feelings because we see what you want. There's just a question that you may not know how to get there. And it could be one of those things where you go for help, and as soon as you start feeling a little bit good about things, you stop. Well, you finish the process, complete the process. Okay. It reminds me of when sometime whenever I would go on be determined to lose weight, and as soon as people were saying, "Oh, you're skinny," I'd be like, "Oh, am I?" And then next thing you know, you're abandoning your regimen, and no one's telling you when you're gaining weight. They only tell you, when you're losing it. But in any case, my point was, as soon as you see a little bit of results, or you feel a little bit warm and fuzzy, it's like, okay, I don't need this no more. No, go through the entire healing process, because you haven't, whether it's just a temporary situation or something that you've been doing, you're not listening to the guidance that is, everything starts off with us. We cannot control what other people are doing. We cannot control other people's choices for their life. We can only control us. And our state of healing, whatever condition we are in healing process, it can influence how we react to someone else, right? Most of the times, our reactions are more detrimental to us than it is to someone else. Most times. If some of the situations that you're going through is a result of karma, karma is the phase where it's going to test just how tough you think you are, because whatever you're doing, once it comes back to you, you're going to be on the opposite side. You're going to be on the receiving end of it. And most of the time it's at a different intensity. So for some of these things that may not be going so well for you, Virgo, just stop and ask yourself, is this a reaction? Is this a reaction to something that I did however long ago, and it's catching up with me? Is it something that I didn't appreciate, when I had it, or did I hurt someone, way back then, and I just brushed it off when they were trying to tell me about it? If this is something, hurt that you're feeling, just go back and if it's something that you did back in the day, go to the restoration portion, pray about it, get some kind of guidance, take some kind of classes. If you need to see go for any kind of medical help, then do that. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and how to handle things and how to handle losses, because right now it's almost like there's bitterness here. There's I don't care. But you have value. You have knowledge. You can be a leader if you want to, but be an effective leader. Don't be an egotistical leader. Criticizing people. That's the energy I have so far with Virgo. Wow, I got stuck on the overall feeling of the reading for longer than I expected. I'm gonna do a 3 card. This is the truth. This is the truth. I'm gonna get, let's see. I'm gonna do 3 more cards for Virgo. I'm not gonna stay too long in this energy. If you guys would like a personal reading, you can book that at OKRAreadings.com. Virgo, I see some regret here. This may not be applicable to everybody. I'm gonna say, in whatever situation that you're in, and I see a situation that happened here. I'm not going to go too much into the situation that I see. What I will tell you is that people love you. Although you have truth at the top of your pyramid. You may have been recently given some truth about something. This card is about, it can be considered transportation. This card could be a vehicle. This card it can be movement. It can also be clean breaks, someone starting over new, learning from lessons. You may have a Virgo here who's deciding whether or not they're gonna move or cut something off. It may be a relationship that you tried. Excuse me. In the past, it seemed like you believed that something would last forever. It's possible that whatever it was very important to you, right? It was very important to you. The thing about it is that I don't really see it's almost like effort too late and our focus too late. And I'm not saying that it was negative focus, but it could have been focus on maybe going out a lot or talking to a lot of different people. And there was it resulted in a loss of some endings to some of the things that you really wanted. You know, you really wanted a family, and you're feeling like there was an ending, but you kind of know some of the things that that caused this ending. And remember, when it comes to family and relationships, a relationship is you can't do everything on your own. The other person or the other people, they have the right to choose what they want for their lives as well. So even if something appeared not to work out for you in situations, it doesn't mean that it's something that you have to give up on. It's just accepting that each person can choose their own way and how to move with that. But you have people who in the present energy that are concerned about you. Virgo, it seems like some of you have a gift that you're not tapping into right now, but it seems like you will. This could be, I'm getting ministry. I'm seeing ministry. And I don't know if this is being a missionary or something, because I see you truth and moving and spirituality. So you may be moving to another church or joining another church family in the future, or being a part of a missionary group. And it seems like it may have been something that you have been compelled to do, and you chose to ignore that. And you have free will. But again, when you going through the steps of OKRA, if your intention is to grow your OKRA, then maybe you need to take a little pause. Take a little pause. Open your mind back up to your intuition, you know. And if this is not about like a ministry or something, this is about a different type of passion that you have. something that you do well. You're an expert at whatever this is. Whatever it is that you're working on, it could be mobile. At some point, you may have, let's say, if you were a notary, or you, since the Five of Blades came out and we're talking about food, you could have been a chef, traveling. People enjoy whatever it is that you did. People like that. You can be very successful in that, whatever that passion is. You have a lot of wealth here. You just have to tap back into your intuition and stop getting so dragged down when things are not going well for you. If they're not going well for you, most of the time is because you're changing your focus. You know what you're committed to. It's when some things are not going well for you, throw away everything, or it's like a woe is me mentality here. But whatever it is that you do, people listen to you when you're talking. In the past, recent past, people have had respect for you. But this running away, this is getting in your way. In the future, you can use that energy of movement for progress. You know, for love, marriage, relationships. You have the power to make that happen for yourself. And just because you get to where you feel in abundance, but hey, I got a family, I got a vehicle, I got my money. You know, there's gonna be other situations in the future that may be losses, something that you don't expect. You can't throw in a towel all the time. I'm not sure if you're moving solo. I don't see you, and right now you're trying to figure out your happiness. And like I said, there's something else here that I don't want to mention to the collective, but I will say that you have my sympathy. And if you have a question about love, the answer is yes. If you have a question about what someone thought about you, or if you up at night in your head wondering if what this person thought about you and how they viewed you, very loved, very happy. Okay, I'm going to get out that energy. I'm going to give you some, pull a card, the mindset of heaven for you, Virgo. Just don't give up. Make sure you're healing the things that you feel, those emotional losses. Is very important that you heal them, because in the current energy, if you do the work, you're gonna it's gonna be beneficial for you. You're gonna be able to help other people. Sometimes the things that we go through is to be a testimony for other people, to help them, not to be selfish with how we were able to make it through that storm and the restoration period. So you have miracles. I will actively wait on the Lord today. Wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently. It's quoting Psalm 27 and 14. So as I said in the beginning, it felt like the energy was a bulldozer. It's like, oh, well, A, B, C, X, Y, Z is going wrong. You know, F it. But no, go to that place of restoration. Nobody needs to know what you're identifying within yourself that is hurting you, regardless of how old it is. It's not going to make you less of a man, less of a woman, less of a successful person if for you to identify that part, because we're going to have challenging things that happen in this life. What matters is how the source of the source of our strength, right? Who we're listening to. What is our foundation? Are we getting advice from fools? Or we're looking for spiritual advice? You have it. You're either gonna push through it, or right now it could be that you're ignoring it, but it's here. You can change this. This Six of Spades is based on your free will for the future. Are you gonna just break away and keep saying F it, F love, F money? I'm just gonna make it through and just go live on the streets and things like that? Or are you going to turn this Six of Spades into, you know what, I'm going to learn from the past. I'm going to accept the losses. I know I was loved. And I'm going to move forward in love and abundance. So all of this is free will and how you're going to move. But all I can tell you is that what the potential is, if you're willing to do the work. You know where you were. You know where your energy is right now. This is up to you. All right? This angel romance card is the getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. But pretty much it's getting help and being open about it. If you're dealing with if you have concerns about a romantic relationship, there's truth here, telling the truth, being open and honest to move forward towards the abundance, if that's also what the other person wants. If you have a question about love, I don't know why that Wale song about matrimony was kind of playing in my head when I was shuffling for you guys. If there's a question of my love, you got it. You have a person in your energy that is a soulmate, but are you ready for that? You have to do some healing, because right now you're throwing things away. If you try to get into a relationship in this current energy, it is not going to work. You have to work on you. And even if you're not healed 100%, whenever you meet this person or whoever if you're already dealing with this person, be open and honest and let them know where you are, because you're fooling yourself is going to show up somewhere else. Right? Okay, Virgo, that's what I have. I hope that I was able to give you a word on things. Again, if you need some encouragement, this was your Heaven Mindset card for positivity, being brave and courageous, because I saw a couple of areas on your pyramid where you are an expert, Virgo. So, if you can just start following your intuition, and don't be so critical of yourself and others. If you the karma that you're putting out there, the energy that you're putting out there, if that's being tainted with criticism and downing people and stuff like that, that's the kind of energy that's going to come to you, right? That's the kind of energy that's going to come back. So if you would like a personal reading, please go to okrareadings.com. We are now on TikTok at okra_readings. Please follow us on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can go to the website and schedule an appointment. If there's anything that resonated with you, you can book yourself a reading. Also, if there's if there's something that you saw in these cards on this spread that you have questions about, you can book a reading and we'll go into your personal energy. This was a collective reading for Virgo, and some of the strongest energies that came out today was what I covered, okay? So you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.